Hi, welcome to yoga. I'm Joanne. Find yourself a little prop to sit up on, a blanket or cushion, whatever you've got handy. So you can elevate your hips a little bit, and we'll start in a comfortable seat. So we're going to lift the flesh from our sitting bones a little bit so we can ground ourselves on the mat. And then from that groundedness, I want you to feel like a sense of length and lift through the torso. So your hips are nice and heavy, and then you're just kind of using a little bit of muscle strength to support your posture. You can rest the hands palms down or up, whatever feels more comfortable for you. And then as we think about moving up the spine, we want to retract our chin just slightly so that our head is directly above the spine. We have a tendency to have the head forward, so just make sure you're nice and tall. Good, and your chin should be parallel to the floor. Crown of the head is reaching up toward the sky energetically. And then you might also think about the back of your neck and the corners of your eyes and mouth as having a lightness, just an energetic lift. So it might not be visible, but you should feel a little lightness in those places. Nice to kind of visualize that. Close your eyes. And once you feel like you're in a nice, supportive, easy posture, you can let the eyes gently close. And you might part your lips so that your jaw is relaxed. Let's bring our awareness within for a few moments. Just kind of do a little inventory, see how you're feeling in this moment. Notice your energy level. Notice any sounds in the room that you're in. The air around your skin. Just kind of closing the eyes and just tuning into your senses here. See what's going on. Let's take a deep breath in together. We're going to open the mouth and sigh it out audibly. So take a nice deep breath in. Open your mouth and sigh it out. So let's feel that sense of dropping into your body. Try to come out of the thinking mind. You can repeat that a couple of times if you'd like. We'll bring our awareness to our breathing. So in yoga, always embracing the belly, thinking about the three-part breath. So we want to bring the breath into our lower abdomen first. And then think of a three-dimensional wave moving through your torso and your whole body. So your breath comes into the belly, pushes it out, brings the breath through the rib cage, out to the sides and the back, and all the way up into the chest, bringing your collarbone up just slightly, all on that inhale, just like a big wave. And then as you exhale through the nose, you just reverse that wave. At the bottom of it, you want to gently squeeze the navel toward the spine. Just get all the stale air out. And that should help just reinflate your belly on the inhale again. As you start to move the breath in that way, I want you just to kind of pay attention to how it feels in the body. See if you notice anywhere it gets a little stuck, or it might feel a little tight. And as we continue to breathe at the beginning of our practice here, just see if you can soften any rough edges of the breath. Just allow it to be smooth and easy. So try not to think too much about it. Just move the breath through the body in a full, complete, and easy way. So just this simple act of slowing the breath down and deepening the breath, the beginning of our practice is switching our nervous system from fight or flight to parasympathetic or rest and digest. And you might notice you start to feel a little more calm and relaxed as the breath deepens and slows down a little bit. So let's take a couple more breaths, just like that, seated together in a nice, easy pose. Another deep breath in. You get to the top, nice and deep. We'll pause at the top. And then you'll exhale completely. Soften your shoulders. Let's breathe in again. And exhale, drop your chin to your chest. Keep the shoulders broad. Feel the weight of your head stretching your shoulders in the back. Deep breath in and out. And with each exhale, see if you can just soften a little bit more. So you might have tension or tightness, and just allow the breath to relax. Relax your body. You might feel this all the way down in between your shoulder blades. And then when you're ready, you're just going to invite a little movement. So just start to gently move the head side to side. Keep the breath moving. And gently broaden your circle. So make it a little bigger with each breath as it's comfortable. And as always, it's just a reminder, never do anything in pain or discomfort. So it's your body, it's your practice, so you need to listen to that. I'm not in person with you, so drop forward. And then if it's comfortable, you're going to make a full circle. So lift the chin to the sky. And then exhale, come forward and down. So we'll do it twice more in that direction. I want you to pay attention to the shoulders. They'll have a tendency to hunch up. See if you can keep them down and relaxed. Elbows have a little weight. Inhale as you open your circle. And exhale as you close it. So I notice my shoulders want to creep up. I'm trying to keep them relaxed. And I feel tension, but nothing painful. So don't work in pain. And then we'll take 3 circles in the opposite direction. So inhale as you open and exhale as you close. So keep an eye on the shoulders and the breath, moving it around nice and completely. Good, and then once you've completed 3 circles each direction, bring your head upright again. Bring back to center. Good, and then we're going to bring the arms by the side, just next to your hips. And I want you to squeeze the shoulders up by the ears, create tension. Pull the shoulder blades back behind you as tight as you can and all the way down. So you're kind of giving yourself a little shoulder blade massage. Keep the breath moving. Inhale up, exhale back and down. One more. And then we're going to reverse. So I want you to kind of pull the elbows and the shoulder blades back, squeeze them up, little tension here, forward and release. Inhale up, exhale down. 2 more times. So creating that little bit of tension and then releasing. bringing the blood flow to the shoulder blades. Good. Soften them down. Excellent. Now we're going to reach our hands onto our cross legs if that's how you're seated. So hold on to your knees a little bit here. And then we're going to kind of bring that rotation or flexion and movement into the spine a little further, but still think about your shoulder blades here. So we're going to pull on our knees a little bit to bring our chest open and forward. So you're kind of pulling the shoulder blades back here. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, round the shoulders, hold your knees and press into your upper back and your lower back here too. So you can rock onto your sitting bones, drop your chin forward. Feel that nice pull between your shoulders. Inhale, open. And exhale, round. So go at your pace with your breath, whatever feels good for you. We'll do a few of these. Really use the arms to help give yourself a little more stretch. Good. One more time. Forward and back, round. Good. Let's come back to a seated position, nice and tall. Good. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. Deep breath in. And then we're going to exhale and come halfway to the floor. So keep your arms parallel, soften the shoulders, pull out. You're going to lean forward slightly so you have some room. And then you're going to swing one arm under the other. So just make sure you pay attention to which side you're doing now so you can switch when we switch. Bring your torso back to center. Arms can be holding the shoulders, back to back, palm to palm, only if you're not twerking your wrists too much. Good. And then from here, make sure you're nice and aligned. Drop your shoulders and then gently lift your elbows. And you're going to inhale up and exhale lower. And then we're going to make some circles. So we're going to bring the elbows in a big circle. Breathing as you move. Do 2 more circles in that direction. So another little bit of a shoulder blade massage here. This should feel good, not painful. Again, the elbows can be wherever you want. Let's reverse those circles, or the hands, I should say, be wherever you want. And just slowly moving the elbows in a big circle. Breathing and releasing. Good. Let's release the elbows, lower the arms. Shake them out a little bit. Give yourself a little shoulder shrug here. Open the chest. Inhale, sweep it up again. Deep breath in. Exhale halfway. Soften, stretch, lean forward slightly. Switch the elbow position. So the other elbow should be under. You should feel the difference. Come back to upright, nice and aligned. And the head should be nice and loose. Neck is loose. Drop your shoulders, and then inhale, lift your elbows, and then exhale, lower, and then we'll make those circles again. So inhaling and exhaling as you move through your circles. Hands can be wherever you like. Good. Reverse your circles a few times. Breathing. Good. One more. Excellent. Back to center. Good. Release the arms. Let them go. Shrug your shoulders here. Open the chest. And relax the shoulders. I want you to bring your hands into your lap for just a moment and then sit up in your easy pose. And then take a nice deep yogic breath here. Just see if you feel any sensation changes in the upper back and shoulders. Hopefully a little more free as you breathe, maybe some release there. Good, and then let's come into a tabletop position. So you can use a cushion for your knees if you'd like. If you need anything, if you're on a hard floor, use a blanket. And you can also just double up your mat If you don't have anything handy, like a towel or a blanket, you can just kind of do a double with your mat like that. So we're going to come to all fours here. And here I want you to, again, press the mat away from you. I want you to engage your navel a little toward your spine so you're not sagging in the back. Draw your tailbone toward your heels. Knees should be under your hip points. And then we're just going to tap our feet into the floor a little bit like this. Tops of the feet. Don't do anything too hard. Just kind of activate, wake up your feet here. So you're just kind of kicking the floor gently. And then I want you to add a little intention into the feet there so they're not just hanging out, but you're activated in the feet as well. So from there, you're going to take one leg back behind you, uncurl your toes. And here you want to make sure, again, you're nice and aligned. If you need to take fists, if you have any wrist problems, you can do fists instead. So you've got one leg behind you. You're going to just kind of press into your calf, feel that stretch. Rock forward under your toes, stimulate your toes. And then press back again, stretch the calf. Come forward again, one more time, and back. And then bring yourself aligned, shoulders above wrists, whatever hand position you're using. And then as you feel steady, you're just going to lift your extended leg up so it's parallel to the floor. We don't want it way up or out of alignment. Keep your toes down, engage your navel. So you're almost standing on the wall behind you. Nice firm leg. And then option, if you're ready, we're going to use our core strength for balance and reach the opposite arm out to shake a hand. Now I want you to make sure your arm's not pulling out, but plug it in. Shoulder and wrist, shoulder plugged into the body. So we're nice and parallel to the floor. We're going to inhale, stretch out a little further. And then exhale, I want you to bend the knee and the elbow and pull it in, squeeze in. Exhale. Reach out as you inhale and grow long so that top back foot is activated. Hand is nice and firm. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach. Good. We're going to do one more. Squeeze in. And inhale, reach. Good. Lower the hand and knee. If you need a break anytime, you can always come to child's pose. Shake out your wrists if you need. We'll come back to all fours. So when you're ready, take the other leg out, toes curl under, and you kind of press back, stretch your calf. Inhale, stimulate your toes a little bit. Toe tips, sinuses for if you have any allergies. That's a good thing to stimulate. Press back into the calf. Inhale, forward, stimulate the toe tips. Good. Press back one more time. And then align yourself, shoulders above wrists, engage your core. Activate this top back foot too. When you're ready, lift the leg up parallel to the floor. Make sure your hips are even. Standing on the wall, toes down. When you feel ready, stretch the opposite arm out to shake a hand. Keep the shoulder plugged in. Hand is bright, arm is active. Breathe in. As you're ready, exhale, elbow to knee, squeeze and round. Inhale, stretch out. Engage. Exhale, squeeze in. Good. Inhale, reach. And exhale, squeeze. Inhale. And release back down to all fours. Let's take the big toes together. Bring your knees out a little bit wide. We're going to push back over our hips into an extended child's pose. You can place something under your knees if you need. And relax your forehead to the floor here. So we're going to just do a little side hip stretch. So you're going to walk your hands to one side off to the mat. Keep your hips back and relax the head. Drop your shoulders and breathe in. So we really want to take deep breaths here while we're stretching our ribs. Good. Coming through center and then off to the other side. Just a little rainbow over, relax the head. Deep breaths into your ribs and side body. Relax your shoulder. Good, come back through center. Pull yourself up to all fours. Bring your knees under your hip points. We're gonna walk our knees behind our hips just an inch or two. So they're not too far back, but a little bit back. Good, and then make sure your hands are bright and the inside of the elbow is rotated forward and you are not locking the joint. So a soft bend in the elbow that you might not see, we just don't want to hyperextend. So a softness to the joint. Tuck your toes. We're gonna hover for just a minute. So I want you to tuck your toes and we're gonna stretch our feet a little bit. Lift the knees an inch and breathe. If you can, if you can't, you can skip this. Whatever works for you. Take another breath here. Just feeling a little energy and heat build up. Let's do one more breath if you can. Good. Exhale, return the knees. Keep the toes tucked under here. We're just going to push back again over the hips to stretch our feet, bottoms of our feet. Relax your head. And then I want you to imagine breathing into the bottoms of your feet, nice and deep. Good, inhale, come back up. Toes stay tucked under. We're gonna lift our hips and come up for downward dog now. So take your time. Slowly peel your hips up and you're not gonna straighten your legs right away. Just walk your dog out. Bend one leg and then the other. A nice pedaling of the feet. And then we'll take our time and go to the front of the mat. So you walk yourself all the way up to standing forward fold. You want to measure 2 fists between the feet, soft bend in the knees, forehead toward the shins. Just see where you are. You might be very bent here, that's fine. It's good to take note. And as we warm up in the practice, you should hopefully be able to open the legs a little bit with the hands still on the floor as you stretch into these hamstrings a bit. So here we are, forward fold. Let's come into flat back position here. So walk your hands onto your thighs and lengthen halfway to the floor. Breathe in, exhale, fold. Good, let the arms release here. We're gonna roll up, so upper body is passive and relaxed. Shake your head a little bit. And then I want you to kind of shift the weight and feel the weight even on all 4 corners of your feet. And then as you're ready, tuck your tailbone, upper body stays passive as you slowly unfurl, roll yourself up, all the way to stand. So when you get to the top, we'll bring the shoulders up by the ears and down the back again. We're gonna find a neutral position for our pelvis. So your hip points are even and your pelvic bowl is even, nice and firm in our mountain pose. Good, so dropping the shoulders, we're gonna inhale, reach the arms back behind you without arching the back. So reach back, lift up, touch your hands, and then exhale, float the arms by the side. So we're gonna do that a couple times. I want you to practice engaging the core and keeping the torso pretty steady as you reach the arms back. Inhale, lift, stretch the chest. And exhale, lower, pull back a little bit. Good, one more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Good, let's take it all the way up again. Inhale, lift. And then you're gonna soften the knees. Exhale, I want you to lean forward with your chest halfway. Come all the way down, forward fold. Excuse me, not halfway, all the way down. Inhale, flat back now. And exhale, bow. Good, this time we're gonna roll up partway. So let the arms hang, let the head hang. Totally roll up halfway. So bring your hands to where they kind of fall in line with your knees. So we're still passive and relaxed in the upper body. Head is forward. And then I want you to pull one shoulder up to the sky as the other arm drops a little bit. Keep the head and head heavy. Good, switch sides. Pull the other shoulder up, relax the other arm down. So you're pulling from the back of your shoulder here, lifting a little bit. Should feel good. Let's do that side to side one more time. Good, and then dangle here, we'll roll it all the way up now, nice and slow. Open the chest back to your mountain pose. Inhale, reach back, lift up, deep breath in. Touch hands, exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, bow. Plant your hands here next to your feet and take a giant step back with one of your legs. I'm starting on my right leg back, so you can do either side. We're going to drop the back knee and uncurl the toes. Front leg is nice and square, so knee should be above the heel. We're scissoring our legs toward the midline and coming up. So this is your variable in the back leg, forward or back, depending on how tight you are in this hip flexor. So hip flexors are so good for the back if you're having any back trouble. A lot of times they're the culprit from sitting too much. So thinking about this stretch here, I want you to kind of think about tucking your tailbone just a little bit. You might feel that more in the front of the hip. This leg is nice and sturdy. And then if you're comfortable, add the arms. So again, think of that neutral bowl. The pelvis is neutral. It's not tipped forward or back. Arms are reaching up, shoulders are relaxed, fingers are stretched. So as you breathe deep in this position, if your tailbone's tucked, you're getting the stretch. You should feel it more in the belly. Take one more breath here. Good. Let's slowly exhale, take the hands down to frame the foot. And we're going to come back with our hands now, draw the toes up to the face to stretch the front hamstring. In half monkey, open your chest. You could use props here if you need. Blocks under your hands to give yourself just more space in the chest. Notice I'm not totally rounded here. I'm nice and open. This foot is up and I'm stretching this front leg. So breathe here. If your breath is labored or short or tight, it might mean you're too far into your stretch, so you want to soften a little bit. And then you can, if you can work the breath, and the body will follow. So always a good barometer. Let's come forward, exhale, plant the hands next to the foot, tuck your back toes under and lift the knee. Good, we're in a lunge posture. Now we're going to lift both hips up and step back to downward dog. You might pedal your feet out. Good, when you feel ready, you're going to use a little muscle integrity around your bones to come into plank pose. So we're going to inhale, moving into plank. Don't worry too much about the breath if you're new to the practice. So my hips are now in line with my shoulders. I'm nice and sturdy. Skeletal support here too. So make sure your wrists are under your shoulders. Breathe. Exhale, drop your knees where they are. And then you're going to try to plant your chest between your hands. You might need to take your hands just a little wider if you're very tight. Bend at the elbow and lower down. My hips are lifting. Elbows are close. Good. Relax your legs down behind you now. Tops of the feet will push into the floor again. And you're going to inhale, pull forward for Cobra. So again, here we're not powering up with the hands. We're using our back muscles here. So just a little weight in the hands, pulling the heart forward. Breathe into your belly. Good. Release the chest down and the chin down. You're going to tuck your toes and you can come through tabletop or you can come straight back for downward dog. Up to you. Good, from downward dog. Bend your knees and gaze forward. Same leg that went back will come forward. So step up. And if your foot doesn't make it up, you can pull it forward manually between your hands. And then step forward again with the back foot. So coming into forward fold, meeting here. Roll yourself up, inhale. Nice and slow, shrug your shoulders at the top, open the chest back to your mountain pose. Good, inhale, reach back, open the chest, lift. And exhale, swan dive, soften the knees. Take the other side. Inhale, come into a flat back pose. And exhale, melt forward. So hands plant, giant step back with the left leg or the second side. If you're on a different side than me, make sure you're on the other leg. And again, check alignment, squeeze toward the midline as you lift, and then you can vary the back leg closer or further back. As you're ready, inhale the arms straight up. Make sure that pelvis is neutral, maybe even a slight tucking under, so you can feel that stretch in the hip flexor. Good, nice deep breath here, so you feel that in your belly. Good, breathing in. Slowly exhale, float the hands to frame the foot in the front, and then walk it back for half monkey. So draw the foot up, hands come back, open your chest. Breathe into this front hamstring. The knee can be bent, doesn't need to be straight. Nice deep breath. Good, inhaling. Slowly walk it forward, plant the foot, frame with the hands, tuck your toes, back toes under, lift the knee. Lift the hips up, let's step back to downward dog. Maybe pedal those feet. And we'll flow from here. So nice and slowly inhale, plank position, shoulders come above wrists, hips lower. Exhale, knees come down, chest comes down, chin comes down. Slide the legs out, tops of the feet down, inhale, low cobra. You might even play with gluing the feet and lifting the hands. Take a breath. Looking down in front of you. Good, release the hand next to your chest. Tuck your toes, option to come through tabletop or straight back for downward dog. Good, bend your knees, same leg that went back. Last time we'll come forward. As you step up, take your time getting to the front of your mat. We'll meet in forward bend. Good, let's roll up halfway again. Hands about to the knee level. One more time, shoulder stretch here. Pull one side up, and then the other. Shoulders heavy. Back, roll it all the way up. Shrug your shoulders at the top and open the chest, mountain pose. Good. Let's inhale, lift. Big stretch, exhale, swan dive. Forward bend. Inhale halfway. And exhale, fold. Good, giant step back with the first leg again. So starting on my right side. And then I'm going to pivot my back foot down and checking heel to arch or heel to heel alignment. And then I'm going to power up through my front quad, reverse a cartwheel up, warrior two. Good. And so check the alignment. Hips are over the shoulders. And I want you to make sure you're letting this hip bone open toward the knee. So we're not trying to keep our hips square here, but we're opening out. You want to see your big toe in your periphery, arms nice and long. Soft shoulders reaching out. Gazing to the front hand here. Warrior two. So my shoulders are above my hips. Beautiful. And then also here, a common thing is to arch in the low back. So keep that pelvis neutral. Take a deep breath in. And then we're going to bend the front arm and place it on our front thigh. You're going to take this back arm up to the sky and then over your ear. Soften your shoulder. Think about a line of energy from your fingers of the top hand all the way down to the back edge of your foot. So a common thing here is the hip lifts and the knee, you lose the knee. So keep the knee working, knee bent, and the hip low. Open through the chest. Connect to your breath. Make sure you're not dropping your head here either. Nice and long in the spine. Good. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, I'm going to have you take that top arm all the way up again to the sky, and then use your torso to lift yourself up back to warrior two. So we're trying not to use momentum, but strengthen the core body. Take a breath. Beautiful. Inhale. And then exhale, you're going to cartwheel your hands down to frame that foot again. Turn your back heel up. Lift the hips, step back to your downward dog. Maybe pedal those feet. Good. And then nice and slow when you're ready, inhale, plank. Using our strength as we move, exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, Cobra, open the chest. Glue the feet, neck is long and loose. One more breath. Release the hands if they're lifting. Good, tuck your toes. Again, option to come through tabletop or straight back downward dog. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Take that right leg if you're on the same side as me through, stepping, or you can stroll forward and exhale, step both legs forward. Hold. See where you are, hopefully a little more open with the legs. Let's roll it up, inhale. All the way to the top, back to your mountain pose. Taking a breath. As you're ready, reach back, inhale, lift. Good, exhale, soften, fold, all the way down. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, fold. Good, so we're taking the second leg back this time. I'm gonna turn around so I don't have my back to you. So left leg comes back if you're on the same side as me. Check this front leg's alignment first. Pivot your back foot down. Check that out before you come up. Find some strength. Reverse the cartwheel up. Warrior two. Again, hip opens, knee opens. Check your alignment. You can adjust if you need. Soft shoulders, gaze to the front hand, breathe. Again, make sure you're neutral with the pelvis. Finding some strength in the legs. Take a breath in. Slowly, as you're ready, forearm to the front thigh. Reach that top arm up and then over so the bicep comes near your ear. Think of that line of energy. Don't let this hip lift. Keep it low. Keeping the chest rotating up and open. Beautiful. Let's take another breath here. Excellent, good. And then I'm going to have you take that top arm up to the sky, and then I want you to think about your torso and lift back up, warrior two. Good, gaze to the front hand, take a breath. Slowly, as you're ready, cartwheel your hands down to frame the foot. Turn your back heel up, lift your hips, step back, downward dog. So taking your time with the transitions is key, I think, so that we're not using momentum, but we're moving with integrity and mindfulness. Good, we're gonna float into a plank pose from there. Deep breath in, exhale, knees, chest, chin, come to the mat. Inhale for your low cobra. Good, release your hands down. Chin comes down, tuck your toes, coming through tabletop or straight back, downward dog. Bending your knees as you gaze forward. Start with that leg that went back. So taking my left leg forward
And then my right, meeting in a forward fold. Good. As you're ready, roll yourself up nice and slow to the top of your mat. I'm going to move my blanket to the side. Good. Meeting in our mountain pose. Good. So feel your feet nice and even here, nice neutral pelvis. Let's inhale, take the arms up. Connect your hands and lower them to your heart. Thumbs to sternum, send your elbows out east-west. I'll face you. Good, and we're just gonna tip the fingers toward the floor, stretching through the forearms, and then inhale up. Good, do that a couple of times. Exhale, lower. Palms connect, inhale up. Shoulders stay relaxed, and one more time. Down and then up. Good. And then release your hands, shake out your wrists a little bit. I'm going to come to the center of my mat. So let's take a nice wide stance here. We're going to take our legs nice and wide apart. And my feet are parallel to each other to start. So I'm going to take my hands behind my back, thumbs around the waist, and I'm going to pull my elbows behind me. So my pelvis is neutral here too. So make sure you're not tipping it forward or tucking it under too much. You're nice and even. Elbows pull back. Feet are nice and rooted at a comfortable distance apart. So inhale. I want you to lift the sternum to the sky. So you're kind of leaning into your back a little bit. Open the chest, breathe in. And then exhale, hinge from the hips. So keep a nice long spine here. Don't round the back. Come halfway to the floor. If you're using props, you might have them handy to bring under your hands. You're going to release one hand at a time to the floor or to props. So we want to keep the spine long. You can take a wider stance if you're less flexible. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Wide-legged forward fold here. And then as you're ready from here, if you'd like to go a little further, you can walk your hands down between your legs and let your torso follow and relaxes. Your head should not touch the floor. So if it does, you need to take your feet closer together. Deep breath in and out. And again, if this hurts in any way, don't do it. So now I'm going to have you walk your hands back out under your shoulders here for a moment. You can use your blocks. We're going to take our feet and aim them on the diagonal toward the corners of our mat. So just opening the feet out so we can open the hips a little bit. And then we're going to walk ourselves to one side. As we do that, we're going to bend that knee, keeping both feet flat on the floor here, stretching the opposite inner thigh. So hands come to that bent knee side. And then an option, if you want, is to come onto that bottom heel and lift it and get a little more into that inner thigh. That's optional. You can keep the foot grounded. And then inhale, come through center. Exhale, come to the other side. Bending that knee. Stretching this inner thigh. Option is to come onto the heel. Give a little wiggle. If that's comfortable, if not, keep the foot grounded. Let's come through center. And then let's come to that first side again. Take a breath here. Whatever variation you're doing, come through center. And to the second side. Good, come back through center. Bring your hands under your shoulders here again. You can come to fingertips or blocks. We're going to turn our feet in again so they're parallel to one another. And lengthen your spine. Good. From here, I want you to feel your feet are nice and firmly rooted. You're going to take one hand at a time to your back.
and slowly hinge yourself up. Take your time coming up. Good, and then we're gonna heel toe the feet to the center of the mat. Coming back, good, shake it out a little bit. Good, let's take a hip stance. I can't speak. Your feet should be, that's what it is. Your feet should be hip distance apart. So having that alignment, good. And then let's just do a little bit of floppy yoga. So we're just kind of swing the arms around a little bit. Your upper body totally passive. And then if you want, you can make gentle fists and kind of tap the back. So you're tapping the kidney gate at the lower back. So kind of activating your kidney points. So you can just gently tap on those as you sway side to side. So great if you have a lot of stress. The adrenal glands that release cortisol for the fight or flight response sit right on top of our kidneys. So nice to kind of give that area a little attention and blood flow if you're super stressed. Good. And then let's slow down our sway a little bit and come back to center. And then shrug your shoulders here, open the chest, relax the arms, heavy by the side, and let's do a brief balance. So let's do the tree. It's a nice, easy balance or beginner friendly balance. So you're gonna start in your mountain pose. Make sure your pelvis is neutral. Fix your gaze anywhere that's not gonna move. As you feel steady, you're gonna shift your weight to one leg. Whichever leg you're starting on, make sure you're not locking the knee. So a little micro bend. When you feel ready, you're gonna take the other foot to the ankle with the toe down. If you need stability, you can also use a wall if you need to be near a wall. You could use the calf or the thigh. Do not place your foot on your knee. The knee joint does not go sideways, it goes forward and back. So wherever you're comfortable, hands to heart, and then reach your arms up whenever you feel ready. If you fall out, don't worry about it, just try again. Connect to your breath. Soften, relax, breathe. Feeling the leg and foot pressing toward the midline to give you that lift. Beautiful. Let's slowly lower down, hands to heart, releasing the foot, and then you'll shake it out. So you're welcome to stand near a wall if you need more support. Shake that out. Switch the leg you're standing on. When you feel ready, fix your gaze. Make sure you're not locking the knee. And then whenever you're ready, coming into tree on the other side. And one thing to note, every day is different with balance. So you might feel good one day, you might feel real wobbly another day, and that's totally normal. Soften your shoulders, extend your fingers. Breathe. The whole point is to practice. As we age, we begin to lose balance and people fall. So this is so great to practice balance for fall prevention. Good for the brain. Let's take one more breath if you're still with me. Good, we'll slowly lower the hands to the heart and release the leg and shake it out. Nice job. So we're going to come down to the mat. I know what I'm looking for. Hold on. So you're going to come down to the floor. You can come through a squat or just come all the way to the floor. And then if you have a strap handy, grab a strap or a towel. Whatever you've got, you could use a bathrobe tie or a necktie. anything similar to a strap. And we're going to come down to the floor. So lift the flesh from your sitting bones, extend your legs out in front of you, lift up nice and tall, use your core strength here. And then we're going to slowly come down to the mat. So just a fun challenge if you want. Tuck your chin to your chest, keep your feet glued, and slowly come out, one vertebra at a time. So that's going to really fire up your core muscles here. So slowly come down all the way to the floor. Once you get to your back, you want to make sure your neck is neutral. So if you have any issues and your chin is lifted, crunching the back of your neck, just take a prop under your head. It can be a thin book or a towel or whatever it is that's going to let your neck be long on the mat. Good. And then let's draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze and just gently rock a little side to side on the back. Good. And then lower the feet to the floor, kind of near your hips. And then you're going to take your strap, starting on one side. I'm going to start with my right foot. And I'm going to place my strap across my right foot. So I'm going to send my leg out long, holding onto my strap. And then I'm going to draw my other knee, bent knee, into my chest. So I'm squeezing that knee in with this leg extended, holding the strap. And then I want you to let the leg go out a little bit. So you're not above straight up, you're further out on an oblique angle, I guess. Oblique. So this knee's into the chest, and then you're going to open both legs out, keeping the back stable until you feel a stretch. So I'm not just flapping my legs out until you feel a stretch. This leg is kind of a counterbalance. So your back and sacrum should be even on the floor here. You can use your elbow for support on the floor, that's fine. You're going to breathe into this inner thigh stretch. Good, take one more breath here. You might notice with each exhale, you're allowing the body is allowed to relax a little more open, but not forcing anything. Slowly take that leg back up and bring the other knee in. And then you're going to lower that foot to the floor, the bent leg's foot to the floor. Walk it out a little bit. This leg in the air, you're going to, again, let come out from 90 degrees, so you're a little more stretched out. And you're going to walk your bent leg's foot on the floor out to the side edge of your mat. So just feel that on the edge. And then you're going to come to the midline. So we're going to bring this extended leg and the knee toward each other, only until you feel the outside of this leg begin to fire up and stretch. Should be a pretty deep stretch. You might not have to go very far off. This leg is inside, just supporting you, getting this outer IT band and glute medius stretch. Important to make sure the leg is not at 90, so you're out a little further. And take some nice deep breaths here. Should feel really good. Great, and then let's bring that leg up. Take your bent knee in, and then release the strap from the leg. Keep the leg in the air and slowly lower the leg to the floor, extended. Good, and then stretch both legs out here and just observe how the legs feel different. I noticed the leg I just stretched feels a little closer to the floor. So that's something you might notice too. Okay, let's come back, bending both knees, place the feet on the floor. We'll take the other leg up in our strap. And again, a little further out from 90 degrees. So, and then we're going to bend the other leg in, hold on to that shin, and nice and slowly open the legs out until you feel that inner thigh stretch. My back is nice and rooted, sacrum and SI joint nice and stable on the floor. Gaze should be straight up. Just a couple deep breaths here, relaxing into your stretch. We're using the bent knee as sort of a counterweight or counterbalance so that we're not folding on the side here like this. We want to keep our back and sacrum flat. Good. Slowly come back up. This foot comes to the floor. Again, this leg comes out a little wide, a little away from the body. And then this bent leg foot will come to the edge of the mat. So a little bit wider. Again, make sure this is out. And then we're going to drop to the midline now. So bring this leg across till you feel that outer hip light up. And then soften. You can relax with the breath into that stretch. Nice and easy. Go nice and slowly take that leg up. Bring that other foot back in and release the strap, flex the foot, and slowly lower the leg to the floor. Good. Stretch both legs out. Just kind of see how that feels. Hopefully you feel more even. Good. Bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, draw your knees into your chest again one more time. Give yourself a little hug and make a few circles on your back. So go in one direction and then the other. Good. Squeezing in, lower the feet to the floor. And then check in with your back. So if you have any tension in the back, keep the knees bent. You take your feet mat width apart and let the knees fall to the midline. And if your back feels good, you might want to stretch your legs all the way out and have your feet a mat width apart. Again, make sure the neck is neutral. And then allow your palms to face the sky. We're going to tuck the shoulders underneath the chest to open the heart. And allow the fingertips to gently curl toward the palm as they relax. Maybe rock your head side to side one more time. Bring your head back to center and stillness. Let the eyes close. Part your lips so your jaw is nice and soft. We're going to take a nice deep breath in through the mouth, through the nose, as we did in the beginning. You're going to open your mouth and audibly sigh out. Letting go of any tension in the body. You might do that one or two more times if you need. And then just let the breath come back to a normal rhythm. Let the eyes gently close. And scan your body. We're going to relax the entire body completely. So I'm going to come up, but you guys are going to stay in your resting position for just a minute. Relax your entire body. Relax. Relax. And if you have time to spend a little more time here, I encourage you to do that. And you'll slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You might rock your head again side to side. Nice and slowly, as you're ready, you're going to roll onto the right side of your body, coming to a fetal posture for a moment. Noticing any changes between now and the beginning of practice, and maybe recalling if you set an intention for dedication for your practice today. And slowly, as you're ready, use your left hand to push yourself back up to a comfortable seated pose, using your prop if you need it. We'll meet in easy pose. Sitting nice and tall. Checking your alignment. Let's inhale. When you're ready, sweep the arms up. Deep breath in. Feel your hands at the top. We'll lower them to our heart. Bow to yourself with gratitude for practicing today. We'll bow to each other. Namaste.